Hello and welcome to another episode of Drinking with Jake. I am your host, Jake,
Yeah.
and with me, my best friend, as always, is Michael. Say hello, Michael.
Heyo,
Hey, Michael. Good to see you again. How are you, my friend?
I am well, and yourself?
Good, doing well too. So, everybody, thank you so much for joining us tonight. It's great to have you with us. Michael, why don't you just kick off tonight and tell us what you'd like to talk about on this wonderful episode?
Well, we had to let go of our social media manager. I don't know if you saw that
I
yesterday or
did.
this today or not.
Yep.
So disappointed in that position. That position is now open.
Yes.
Uh, we don't tolerate any foolishness
No.
here. But let's start off with today's Advent beer.
Very good.
I saw this. I'm glad it's still in the case. You don't know what it is?
I don't. That's why I wanted
Okay.
to show our viewers and listeners that if you're listening on Anchor, it has a little tag on the top in a little paper bag that says number 14, which is the day, and then it comes in a paper bag, kind of like a wino drink. I feel like a wino, drink it out of a paper sack.
Well, I'm glad I didn't spoil it for you. Why don't you go ahead and open it and see why there's a grin from ear to ear?
Okay. It's like
Uh,
Christmas comes early.
it's like Christmas every day.
Oh, my.
Ah,
Michael's
today
favorite
is
beer.
Spotted Cow Day.
It is Spotted Cow Day. When you think things can't get any better,
Uh,
Mike gets his favorite
you
beer as
know,
an Advent beer.
it was a
Congratulations,
busy
Michael.
day. I know. I'm so excited. It was a busy day, and I thought, I'm going to have a couple beers. I got to have my Advent beer. And so I opened it up and I was gonna have it for supper so we could talk about it. And I said,
Yep.
no, I'll wait, but I want to open it up and see what it is. And I had it on the table while I was eating something. And it was everything I could do to not open it. I was very, 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 but just in case, I also have a backup. Uh, so,
Always a Boy Scout, always prepared. Good for you.
you got to be prepared.
That's right.
So I will drink to you and
Thank you.
drink to New Glarus Spotted Cow because this is such a delight.
Yep, good for you. And I'm just going to break out a Snowdrift Vanilla Porter that was also an Advent beer,
It was an Advent beer.
which was not bad. So I'm just going to have some of that just to mix it up. So I drink to you, sir.
Mm. Oh,
You
this
can't
is
go
this
wrong.
is delightful. It really is. I don't care. It's delightful. Mm.
Can't go wrong.
So last episode gave you some homework to do. Did you do your homework?
I did. I did
You
some
did.
homework. I did some homework.
Okay, good.
So, do you want to remind the listeners of what the homework was and kind of
So the
bring them up to
homework
speed?
was I came up with a list, and I said eight. I believe I said eight in the
Yeah.
last episode.
Yep.
Uh, I miscounted. Math are hard. Um, you know, I can only count to nine. So
All right.
it was a smelting accident. It was awful. It
Nine
was a
and a
bad
half.
day. But I came up with nine
Yep.
holiday beverages.
Yep.
Not necessarily Christmas beverages, not necessarily Hanukkah,
Right.
whatever your holiday is.
Yep.
These are nine when I think of holidays, a holiday beverage, these are what I think of. And of course, we're talking mostly adult beverages, right?
Yes. Yep.
There's a couple on here that on my list that could be construed as non-alcoholic for our non-alcoholic listeners.
Right. Yep.
So, without any further ado, I came up with nine. How many do you have, Jake?
I'm just going over my list. I came up with about four
Four. That's fine.
that I kind of, you know, associate Christmas holiday season. I don't. Well, I suppose I mean, if I thought really hard, like I just thought of another one,
Okay.
but I think I think like, okay, how many Christmas parties have I been to, and then what did they have there? Like
Right.
as an example, if I can just start out, it's that mulled wine thing.
Okay. Yes.
That's one where you drink this hot, wine thing in a
Yes.
bowl cup thing, and it's hot, and you're supposed to, yeah. It's
Well,
not it's not my cup of tea, but to each their.
that is my number 9. Wine
Yeah.
slash champagne.
Yes.
Uh, let's put it down here so you can catch the moneymaker here. Uh, wine and champagne, top 9. Normally you have a champagne on New Year's, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Uh, I've had champagne. I don't care for champagne very much. I think I've had a few times, and I've only had one that I really enjoyed. The rest just tastes like sparkling wine, and I don't care for wine.
Yeah.
So that was my number 9.
Yep.
So I'm glad you said that. Number 8, doing some research
Yep.
on this because you know how I like to be give the listeners all my knowledge,
Yes. And they
which
are very fortunate for that.
what I know could be filled up in a thimble. But this one is rumored to be the drink of choice of one John Lennon, not to be confused with V.I. Lenin, completely different guys. I don't believe they were related at all. But anyway, the Brandy Alexander. The Brandy
Oh,
Alexander
yeah.
was the drink of choice of one of the main Beatles.
Yeah.
So, Brandy Alexander, that's my number 8. I've never had it, so I can't really comment on it, but I don't mind a good brandy now and then.
Hmm.
Number 7 on our list. I'm moving right along here, aren't
Please
I?
do. Go. Go.
Number
Go.
7 on our list, and stop me anytime, Jake,
No, no, you're good.
uh,
We
is
have the same.
I saw this on a few different lists, and I've heard of it. Heard of it again. I've never really had one, I don't think, but I thought about making one because it doesn't seem like it'd be too very difficult to make. But I got lazy and just wanted to drink the beer instead. But that is the hot toddy.
Hot toddies.
You know,
Classic.
nice and cold outside, nice and hot drink inside.
Yeah.
You know. So now we get into the drinks that I am aware of, and I really enjoy. Um, this one here, it could be spiked or not spiked. Do you have any idea what it could be?
I don't know
You don't.
for not
Well,
spiked. No, I guess I've been just alcohol in the brain. Apple cider. Okay.
apple cider, you can have it one way or the other. I prefer it the other. Oh, yeah, there we go.
Yep.
All right,
Nice.
so apple cider. And then the next one is very similar to that. And Jake, you have had this. We have talked about this.
Okay.
Talked about me making some of this. Do you know what this one might be?
I want to say apple pie.
Apple pie
Apple pie.
moonshine.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Yes,
tell you,
sir.
you have some of Michael's apple pie and you try to stand up, you better have a chair next to you because you're just going to fall right over into that chair.
Apple pie moonshine. I got the recipe off the internet, tweaked it a little bit to make it my own, and
It's
boy, was it
it,
delicious,
it's
was it
good.
not?
It's good. It's
Uh,
smooth.
yes, for being mostly Everclear,
Yeah.
which I don't know if you know this, but they use that in race cars.
Hmm.
Essentially, I mean, it's what 95
Yeah.
95% alcohol,
Yeah.
190 proof
Yep.
is the stuff that we can get here. Ethanol is 100% alcohol, so
Yeah.
you race
Pretty
it.
close.
Yeah, you damn near race it. So, have I hit any on your list yet, Jake?
Nope, not yet. But
Not yet.
I think you're getting close. I think you know the common ones. I guess I'm the common. I
Sure.
know the common ones that we have all the time at our functions and whatever. So
Moving right along.
moving right along.
We are in the top 5. So this is number 4. Number 4 is kind of on the nose, Jake, seeing as that Jake is drinking out of the official drinking with Jake beverage glass. We can't really call it a beer glass anymore, can we?
No, we
Because
can't.
other beverages do fit inside. It still
Yeah.
just makes me go wild. But winter beers, and I put winter in quotes. Kind of like the nut brown ale
Hmm.
and
Good
the beer
choice.
that you're drinking right now. It's more of a wintry beer. They only come out so often. New Glarus has one called Cabin Fever. I think it comes
Yep.
out in
Yep.
February-ish.
Hmm.
So that's my number 4. Number 3. Number 3 is it comes out in Thanksgiving and leaves in when they're sold out, probably early January. Any idea what it might be?
I want to say eggnog, but I don't know.
Eggnog.
Yeah,
Absolutely right.
yeah.
Eggnog.
You start seeing that right before Christmas in the stores.
Right before Christmas, and it usually goes on sale at the beginning of January.
Yeah.
They're just trying to get rid of it.
Yeah.
I like eggnog. Unfortunately, the eggnog does not last long enough for me to partake in my house because there's a couple other people in my house that like eggnog as well.
Do you is this a drink that you can make alcoholic or not alcoholic?
That is also another one of the drinks. I'm glad you said that. That's you can add a little bourbon to, add a little brandy to, a little rum might be well with that. Or I think it's tasty just by itself. The brand I get is actually made coincidentally by Southern Comfort. They make an eggnog. I think it's really creamy and really delicious. Doesn't have any alcohol in it, but
Sure.
just it's they make it.
Yep.
I enjoy it. Number 2 should be really obvious to all of those who've watched our shows. It's not really difficult to figure out that Jake and we like bourbon, whiskey,
Yeah.
etc., scotch,
Yes.
all of the above, right?
Anything aged in a barrel.
Right.
Yes.
Really, this was my number 2 only because the number 1 is solely for the holidays. At least I've only had it around the holidays. I've never made it any other time. But this would be number 1 if not for the actual number 1. Excuse me. Spotted cow. I'm a little parched. So Jake, while I'm partaking of my, slaking my thirst, as it were, with this
Good
lovely,
choice of words, my
not
friend.
sponsored, although we'd love to be sponsored.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. So there's an honorable mention that I'd like to talk about. It's called a frozen Girl Scout. It's like a thin mint with ice cream. So it's
Yes.
like cream to mint, ice cream. It's almost like a grasshopper,
Okay.
but you add chocolate syrup to it, and it's called a frozen Girl Scout. And I had this, what was it, a couple of years ago? I was at somebody's house at a Christmas party, and they said, "Have you ever had a frozen Girl Scout?" And I said, "Well, that's pretty inappropriate." But I was, under the influence at the time, and luckily I was not driving. And I said, "Well, what is it?" And they said, "It's kind of like a grasshopper, if you know what a grasshopper is, like a cream to mint with ice
Mhm.
cream and whatever. But you add chocolate to it, so it tastes like a frozen thin mint, like the Girl Scout thin mints that you get."
I love them.
And I had it, and yes, it's a good, after dinner drink. I probably had about maybe that much in a glass because it's really sweet,
It's very
and
sweet.
and it's not meant to just guzzle and whatever. But yeah, it was called the Frozen Girl Scout. So that's kind of an honorable mention for the
Okay.
holidays because it has ice cream and it's cold and whatever.
Sure.
But Michael, what is your number one? Are you on number one, right?
I'm on number 1. I would like to hear what your lists are, and once you get to number 1, then I'll share my number 1.
All right. So basically what I had was a Frozen Girl Scout. I had the mulled wine.
Okay.
I had the eggnog.
Yeah.
I had like a hot toddy, and then I
Mhm.
had have you heard of a lemon drop?
Yes, I have had it.
Okay,
I've heard of it. I've never had it.
okay. So
Uh,
a lemon drop is kind of like a hot toddy, but with
mhm.
lemon juice, or like a whatever. And then I also had down. I don't really know what it's called, but where it's like a cinnamon drink almost. It's almost like a hot fireball.
Yes.
I don't know
Uh,
what you call it.
and you got like a cinnamon stick in it, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yep.
and
Yep.
I don't know if it's called like I don't know. It's a cinnamon type of thing. And then there's a hot buttered rum. Have you ever had
Mhm.
that? Hot
Yep.
buttered rum.
Yep.
So that was on my list. And there is only one more that I have on here, but you haven't mentioned it yet, so I don't want to give up your list. So that's all I had. I had about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I had about 6.
All right,
Yeah,
so
were kind of
that's
the
yeah.
yeah.
You accomplished your homework. I'll give
Thanks.
you an A on your homework. Very well.
Thank you. First
And
time
you
I've
know
ever
what?
gotten an A on my
I'll
homework.
drink to that.
I'll drink to that. First time I ever got an A on any homework.
Well, my number one was I'd never had it before meeting my wife, and it is very difficult to make.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Otherwise, I'd make it on the show, but it is so labor intensive. It would be 3 episodes and a lot of noise, and but it's very, very delicious. I will show it right now. It is an old cartoon. It is a Tom and Jerry.
Yes, sir.
You cannot have uh, you can't have the holidays, Christmas, New Year's, uh, even Thanksgiving without having a Tom and Jerry. Very
Especially in the
similar to
Midwest.
eggnog.
Yep, especially in the Midwest.
Yeah, especially in the Midwest. I'd never had it before. And my father-in-law says, Mike, would you like a Tom and Jerry? And I said, I don't care for the cartoon because Tom, poor Tom just wants to get fed and Jerry's an asshole.
Yeah.
So uh, so no, I don't want one. And he kind of looked at me, like, I can't believe that I allowed you to marry my daughter.
Yes, yeah. I
Or
raised you
rather,
better than that.
or rather, I can't believe my daughter married you. But yeah, I had one. It's got that custard. Beaten egg whites, beaten
Yeah.
egg yolks,
Yep.
folded together,
Yep.
bunch of cream of tartar, and then it's got brandy and something else, and I can't remember what the other one was. You'd think I'd do that kind of research for the show, but I don't. But it's and then hot water, and you can drink it with or without the booze. I prefer it with, of course.
Yeah.
And it's got that custard top to it, and it just gets in your mustache, and then it just stays there. You save a little bit for it later, or over down here on the flavor saver.
Yep.
You just kind of lick on
Flavor
that.
saver,
Yeah,
the soup strainer.
the soup strainer. I enjoy it. I really do. But
Yeah.
like I said, they're very labor intensive.
Yeah.
You can buy the batter at the grocery store, but that's like it's like Tom and Jerry light,
Yeah.
right? I mean, it's not going to be as good. Was
Yeah.
that your number one, Jake?
It was, and I remember growing up having my family members, my extended family members, making Tom and Jerry's, and how they would whisk the milk, they would whisk the eggs, they would.
Yep.
I mean, it's almost like a tapioca pudding dessert almost.
Yep.
And of course, I was young; I wasn't allowed to have it with alcohol, but I thought I was a big boy by drinking this frothy. I mean, the egg, the custard, everything in the glass like everybody else was. I thought I was big time stuff.
Oh, sure.
And yeah, it's that's the holidays right there.
Yeah, it's very tasty. We put a little nutmeg on the top.
Yep.
You can get away with, you can put cloves or allspice, pretty much whatever you want.
Yep.
But it really just it brings home the fact. It's hot. It's a hot drink. You
Mm-hmm.
put it with boiling water. I mean,
Yeah.
you put a kettle on, for crying out loud, for the way to go.
Yeah.
And you pour that stuff in, pour your couple shots of booze, 3, 4, 12, whatever you need, and then you put a dollop of this cream on top, and it just, there's nothing that says, and you do it in a coffee cup. I mean, who doesn't like to drink liquor out of a coffee cup?
Yeah. Yep. I
Um,
agree. Michael, well done. Great list. I agree with you wholeheartedly. I think what I would like to see is maybe some of our viewers share some of their holiday drinks of what they remember growing up, or what they think is what they associate the holidays with. I know hopefully it's not unfortunate that they just associate holidays with alcohol and drinking, but sometimes that's just how we got to get away through. We got to get through the holidays.
Sometimes that's how you deal with family.
Yeah.
I remember one time going home when I was in the service, and I came home for Christmas, and my dad handed me a screwdriver,
Yeah.
vodka and
Orange juice. Yep.
orange juice. And he says, "Here, it'll take the edge off." And I said, "Well, there's really no edge. I mean, it's Christmas and I'm home."
Yeah.
He goes, "Well, here, it'll wake you up." I'm like, "All right, whatever you say." So maybe he was just doing that just to get through the day. I don't know.
Yeah. Who knows? But hey, it's the holidays.
Just to get through having to spend another holiday with Dad.
That's right. Well, that's all I have. If anybody else wants to share what they would like to share, please share, like, and subscribe, and then type in some of their comments down below. And we'd love to hear it, and we'd love to have you tell us what you like about the drinking.
Yes, absolutely. Share with us what you like about, what your holiday drinks are, your, what you want to hear more content of. Just let us know. We'll respond to any and all comments. And, don't forget about the Anchor podcast. If you can't watch us on YouTube, we're on Anchor as well. And that puts it out to like 8 or 9 different podcast availabilities. So we're out there. So just, check out our Facebook page. I haven't done much, or the social media manager hasn't done much with the Instagram, but we're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, and we're on Anchor. So share us with your friends so we can help this channel grow.
Yeah,
And,
please do.
We can do bigger, better stuff because we have ideas. We just, with the whole pandemic bullshit, we haven't been able to go through it.
Yeah, we got to get there. So everybody hang in there. Michael, thank you so much for this wonderful episode. Thank you for sharing the list. You and your new Glarus, I tell you what, lucky day.
Did I hit it or what?
You hit it. Anyway, everybody, I'll drink to that, and I'll drink to you.
That. Absolutely.
And, everybody have a great rest of the day, and thank you for watching.
Thank you very much.